Hey everyone, Austin Powers here again. I was up all night, as you can see, and wide awake in the morning, as this video will be uploaded in the morning. Hopefully no one's hearing me like my sister or my brother, or mainly my mom, like she interrupted last time. But anyways, I got an important message to get out there, and I'm looking bright and sharp, as you can see my face right now. And basically I'm going to talk about the future of the channel. This is like a random video, as you can see, because I'm a bad boy. But anyways, you can't be afraid. Like I had that video called "No Have No Fear." I'm not going to talk about my family because their business is their business, and they get upset when I talk about them. I don't even talk about them on my channel because it starts problems if they figure it out. But they're not going to figure it out because I'm not going to share my channel with them, and they're too dumb to know what a channel is. Hopefully they don't find it. Like my dad, like I became a member of Angry Joe Show. I haven't talked about that yet. Badlands Chug is my favorite YouTube channel. As well, Angry Joe Show is my favorite too. McJuggernuggets, I became a channel member and I can access his videos, his exclusive members only videos, and I like to support them for $2 a month, all of them. And Boogieton 8, I became a member. So Badlands Chugs, McJuggernuggets, Boogieton 8, and Angry Joe Show. Angry Joe Show does the gaming news. You might want to follow them and get caught up on the gaming news. I can play my basketball a little bit. But if you want to get caught up on gaming news, like really good gaming news instead of Game Ranks, the most gayest channel on the planet, Game Ranks, then I would look on Angry Joe Show, and like they do game reviews, movie reviews, and gaming news. Basically, I don't know if I said that already. And I'm gonna take a walk and show you around the area down here. It's gonna be an amazing video, so stay tuned and subscribe to my channel and share it. I don't ever say to share my channel. I haven't said that in a while. I'm feeling better right now, and I gotta get my coffee in a minute and drink that, but I'm just gonna go on a walk right now. Let's see how far we can go with this video without my camera dying, because I don't know if it'll die or not, but like I got full power on my phone, so it shouldn't die. But basically I'm gonna show you a little bit of the neighborhood. See? That's the White House, the ugliest house on the planet in front of us. And that's my neighbors that I used to be friends with. And then the Knutsons, they have a girl that lives there that I know kind of, but she doesn't really visit me anymore. We're not friends. It's a fun little neighborhood because you get to do basketball and go to your friend's house. Like, it's not like a small neighborhood. I'm gonna show you my room a little bit later on a separate video, maybe tonight. But I want to talk to you all about how Western astrology. This is a freestyle still. I'm talking like randomness because I'm a random kind of person. Probably because I'm a Scorpio. It's probably not even a scorpion. It's just a random like squiggly line. That means that you're random. But anyways, this video is going to talk about like how the sun in astrology is the center of our solar system, like they teach in school. And people are trying to put the earth at the center, but that's not the center. So technically the correct astrology would be the sun in the center. Everything orbits around the sun. So Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto all circle the sun. with the sun being at the center instead of the earth. Geocentric versus heliocentric. Geocentric is the earth in the center, which doesn't make any sense because the earth is not the center of our solar system. So technically, we have to flip-flop everything. We have to take, well, it's actually not the truth, but this is the truth in my opinion. Instead of my earth sign being Taurus, my earth sign would be Scorpio. That's how you do it, actually. Yeah. So, my earth sign is Scorpio in the 7th house. My sun sign would be flopped with my earth sign. Instead of the earth sign being Taurus, would be my sun in Taurus. Born on October 26, 1999, or October 26, 1985, depending on what year I was born. I don't know, I just know that I was born in 1999 according to my birth certificate. I try to argue it because I have memories of being alive a long time ago, and I'm kind of like not really that well mentally, but so I don't remember much. But like we traveled to Chicago, Illinois, Arizona, and Boston, which is up near New York, as a little kid. And and I had to have been at least 12 or 14 in the year 2007 or 2008 or 2009. So from 2009 when I was 14 to 2019 when I was 10 years later, that's 24, so I'd have been born in 1995 at least. The 4 years before 1999 in reality, or 1996 or 1997 or 1998, either of those years. So basically my sun, everything's just going to be flip-flop basically. Some things might be a little bit different. I don't know how it works. Like the Mercury is going to be in the sign of Taurus, like opposite from Scorpio, or it could be still in Scorpio. So I'm just going to say it's in Taurus because the sun, everything's flip-flopped, so everything's opposite. So sun in Taurus, Mercury in Taurus, Venus in instead of Virgo is Pisces. That makes sense because they're very forgiving. So Venus in Pisces and my ascendant's in Taurus. So Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Crab, Pisces. Okay, so Pisces is in my 11th house. Venus in the 11th house from Pisces for Taurus ascendant. I'll have to break that down once I learn about that, what that means on a YouTube video. I've been finding some cool YouTube videos lately. And Taurus rising means that you have an earthly beauty, especially if the sun's in the first house, that brightens up that beauty. And first house being the physical and personal body area where you go and do things in your personal life. First house deals with everything that has to do with your personal interactions. And so a lot of people get astrology confused because it's divination, kind of, even though it isn't. People are trying to say it's divination, but it's only divination when you try to turn it into something that isn't, like tarot cards and predicting people's fate and stuff. But they're just trying to say it's divination altogether because they don't want people like fucking with it. And I looked it up. Like even Christians believe in astrology, but they don't really like talk about it. And I guess it's not a thing for Christians. Or many people on the planet don't even have an astrological sign because they just agree with it. And I don't know how it all works. God knows how it works, but I don't. But maybe we do have an astrological sign, and if we do, it's not as prominent, or it is prominent in some people. Many cultures like China and stuff, like I want to go marry a Chinese person in my future. Many cultures believe in astrology, even Hinduism. People try to like pick on them because they're Hindu and tell them that they don't know what they're talking about. I don't even believe in Hindu anyways, but anyway, Christians are most of the planet nowadays, and they think it's divination even though it isn't. But that's what they're trying to say, is that you can't look up your astrological sign because it's divination, even though it's not even divination. How is that divination to know your birth your birth chart and know your personality? That's not even divination. So anyways, enough with that. You can all see it's full of lies. With my Earth and Scorpio, my 7th house. The 7th house dealing with relationships and stuff, like Scorpio being there. It means I can see through lie and see when people are telling the truth when I'm waking up. Mercury and the Sun conjunct in my 1st house. So if I'm a Taurus ascendant and we're entering into, well, we just exited Leo. We're entering Virgo in actuality, but actually it's actually Pisces. So, because everything's opposite now. In reality, it's always been that way. So if we're entering Pisces, the sign of dreams and illusions and imagination, creativity, spirituality, addictions, drugs, alcohol, the unseen, the taboo. I'm not the taboo, that's the 8th house, I think. But that's pretty much a good summary of what the 12th house is. Like prisons, asylums, mental illness. We're entering the mental illness segment, and the spirituality and the religion type of stuff and the dreams. Pisces being in my in my 12th house, the Sun's now conjuncting my Venus of relationships and contracts and balance and what else do you call it? Partnerships. Pretty much anything that you're gonna do balancing with. Like that's the 7th house, marriage. Going on a date. Anything that deals with getting in a relationship. And then being in that relationship is the 7th house, and the sign of Libra represents that, and Venus. And basically Earth represents Taurus. So my chart ruler is Earth, which means that my 1st house Lord is in the 7th house, dealing with relationships and balance and all of that. So my 2nd house, being Gemini, the ruler is in the 1st house. So the 2nd Lord is in the 3rd house. The Lord being the ruler, basically it's another word for ruler. 2nd house being Gemini, the Lord of Gemini is Mercury, just like Virgo. So my 1st house is governed by Mercury, which means I have a good idea about what I want in life, and good intelligence, good intellect, and stuff, depending on what degree Mercury's in and what whatever else is going on, what aspects. But I'm growing and developing as a person. Like I'm not perfect. Like I need to figure out what I need in life, like everyone else. And astrology isn't 100% accurate and real. But especially with everyone, their mental illness and the COVID. Just as an example, COVID doesn't have anything to do with it, I don't think. But, so Mercury in the first house conjunct my sun sign. Sun represents my actions, Mercury represents my thought forms, and my intelligence and my speaking. And so with that conjunct the sun means that I'm confident and egotistical with my speaking. Then let me look. We go to the second house, which is Gemini. We don't have any planets there. So third house is Cancer. Depending on what sign the moon's in right now, depends on where the moon is in my chart. It's just random too, even though it isn't, because I can do what I want, and that's the way the world is. It's random, kind of. But people would disagree with me on that because they like to hide the truth. But anyways, so Cancer being in my third house, Moon being in my seventh house. So the Lord of my third house is in my seventh house. So that means that Moon being the Lord that governs my third house, I'm just explaining it in detail, is in the seventh house conjunct my Earth and my Saturn, which means that my Saturn is in Scorpio because it's opposite. Like Saturn's in Taurus if I was born in 1999, but everything's opposite with heliocentric astrology. So the Scorpio Saturn, Scorpio Moon, Scorpio Earth all conjunct opposite the Sun sign and the Mercury. So an opposition, I forget what that means, but it means that you lack the energy or something. That's just a vague way of explaining it, so I can get this video over with, and I don't know the details. I have to explain it in another video. But you lack the energy. Sun lacks the energy to be with Saturn, but that's a good aspect because the Sun doesn't get along with Saturn. So the Sun being in Taurus, Saturn being in Scorpio, that means they're opposite, so they get along better than if they weren't opposite. And the Sun opposite my Earth means that I don't get enough nutrients from the Sun into my Earth. Where I live on planet Earth. A lot of people don't know that I live there, and a lot of people don't live on planet Earth anymore. They've created a world where they don't even interact with people, and they don't live on planet Earth. And then, so the fourth house is Leo. The Lord of that house is in the first house. So basically, I'm going to explain that, like the way it's supposed to be explained. Basically, I'll explain the other houses later in another video and get in depth about the lords and what the houses mean and stuff. I'm going to explain this astrology good because I had a good conception of Scorpio and what Scorpio is one time. I'll explain that in another video. I'll write it in my notes. It's not really that much in depth about Scorpio. Like, I'm not much of a depth kind of person, even though I can be, because I don't know. It's just the way the world is. It's a depth-filled world, and I got Saturn and Scorpio and stuff. Let me think. Like my other videos explained that the world's kind of messed up. Obviously, like a lot of people have mental disorders, so their astrology doesn't really work. Uh, and things are kind of crazy. But I'm gonna explain and then get back to my basketball and listening to music. Um, I'll show you my coffee on my Instagram if you want to follow my Instagram. I'll tell you my Instagram in the comment section. If you look down there on this video once it's uploaded. So the fourth lord being in the first house with Sun conjunct Mercury opposite Saturn and the Moon and Earth means that my actions and my purpose and my ego and all that, everything the Sun represents vitality, strength, courage, courage, I guess. I think Mars represents that, but I don't know. But pretty much vitality and all of that is connected to my family, my fourth house of family, mother. Everything to do with the family is the fourth house when you get home from the outer world. Being first, you get born inside the womb of the first house. Second house, you almost get out of the womb. Third house, you get out of the womb, I guess. And then fourth house, you get home. And then fifth house, you arrive at home and you get inside. Sixth house, you're at home. It's kind of a big science, but anyways, also you don't need all the expensive equipment. That's just a thing that people try to convince you that you need for your filming career. I'm gonna pursue, like I said, with my fourth lord of family being in my first house, Leo being the ruler of that house. Like, it's almost the point where I got home, but it's the fourth house being Leo. So instead of it being Virgo, where you're at the home. So basically the first house of personality and all that, the moon governs that, because the fourth house is governed by the moon. So because the fourth house is governed by the moon is in my seventh house connected to Saturn, and that controls, seventh house controls everything else. Like, Saturn controls restrictions, limitations, control, boundaries, anything that you can't do and you're limited by, control, perseverance, hard work, dedication, anything that you're limited by after the fact that you get in a relationship. Because Saturn is governed by the 10th house and Capricorn, the sign. So that's what that means. So if I get in a relationship, then I can be golden. I can get things going with my sun sign in the first house and develop personality, become more personality based. That's why I have Saturn in the 7th house, because that's what that's what restricts me. Like, I gotta work hard and earn a relationship. If I don't, then I won't gain any ego, any confidence, anything like that. Like, people with the opposite situation, not counting the sun, but the sun puts a positive big thing on it because it's the center of the solar system. Like, I don't know how it works, but I had the knowledge one time that the sun, the planet Saturn in the first house makes someone strong and tough. And let me think about my brother. He has Saturn and Gemini, but it would be the opposite. It would be Saturn in Sagittarius, and the sun would be in Sagittarius. So, but also his rising would be in Capricorn. That makes sense because my brother is a pretty hard-working looking guy, and so he looks that way, at least. This is what his personality is. Personality is something that governs your life, but it's not a part of you. It's a part of you, but the personality, the ascendant, is not like you. Neither is the sun and all of that, but the sun plays a vital role in keeping you alive and warm and healthy. Without it, we'd all freeze up. But anyways, so the 5th house is Virgo, and so basically I can explain this based upon what the 5th house represents. It represents romance, entertainment, small connections, like connections with a friend or something, like something that isn't big, like Libra. It represents fun. It represents our leadership qualities, and it represents our let me think what the sun represents. It represents vitality, which translates into the 5th house being the house of how people understand us. I guess that just is just a vague explanation because I don't even know how people understand us, like how we appear in our actions, I guess. I don't know. So anything we take action to is the 5th house, pretty much, I guess you could say. The 6th house, so the 5th house is Virgo. The lord of that is in the 1st house, connected to the 2nd house being Gemini for the Taurus ascendant. The 6th house is Libra, which is why I struggle with my routine and all of that. It's going to get better with relationships, and I'm going to have to end this video because it's getting long. But till next time, everybody stay awesome. Alright, I'll see you.